Hello and welcome to this yoga flow. Bring your hand to your heart center. Namaste. We're going to start lying on the floor. And we're going to start with a bit of a leg stretch after centering. So make sure you have your belt handy. So lie onto the ground. And start feeling your body on the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. If you have any discomfort on your lower back, you can have your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. And just be whatever is present. Let me invite you to put an intention for your practice today. And wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Roll your head side to side. Bringing your head back to center. Bring your legs together, stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs, point your toes. And release. Bring your right knee towards your chest and stretch your left leg away from you. And bring the belt onto the ball of the foot, bringing the leg up towards the sky. Make sure that your foot is flexed, that the back of the leg is really getting a nice stretch. Both sides of the belt are on each hand. And breathe deeply. You know how far you want to go. Bring both sides of the belt onto your right hand and let the leg come towards you and towards the side. Breathe. Your left hand is onto your left hip, and that will help you ground. And inhale, bring your leg across. And anchor your right hip with your right hand. So you're holding the belt with the left hand. And release. Stretch both legs. Sense the difference between your right and left leg. And change sides. Bring your left leg up and let your hands slide along the belt. Stretch the other leg. Right leg is along the floor, or you can keep it bent. It doesn't matter, just feel the whole of the leg getting a nice stretch. And both sides of your belt onto your left hand and let the leg come to the side. Feeling the stretch in your inner thigh, the calf muscle all the way towards the heel. And bring your leg back to center, change, bring it across. Anchor your left hip with your left thumb. You're holding the belt with your right hand and feel the outer part of your leg getting a nice stretch. Good. And let go. Full body stretch. And bring your hands underneath your knees. Rock backwards and forwards. Massaging the whole of your back. And come into sitting. Hands to your heart center. Namaste. Good. Bring your hands onto your knees and roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forwards. Lovely. Bring your right shin in front of your left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Reaching forwards. Feel it on your lower back. And bring your pelvic floor in and up and anchor down. That will give you more of a stretch in your lower back. Walk both hands towards your right knee, releasing your nose towards your knee. And bring it back to center, go towards the left. And back to center. Come all the way back and cross the other leg in front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. And sway side to side. Then walk both hands towards your left knee, releasing your nose towards your knee. And coming back to center, change sides, go towards the left. Good. Towards the right, sorry. And back to center. Lovely. Roll over your ankles, come into all fours. And we're going to do a little bit of swaying with the back. Just moving your spine any way that might feel productive to you today. Maybe bring one arm up and then the other arm up. And bring your hands forwards. Let your chest come down towards the floor. Puppy dog, Anahatasana. Stretching your upper back. And inhale, arch your back like an angry cat as you come towards your hands and release down in a gentle baby cobra. Inhale, shoulders back and down, open into cobra and push back into Anahatasana. Inhale, arching the whole of the back and come into baby cobra. That's it. Exhale, the shoulders back and down, open the chest, and come back. This time into child's pose. Bring your hands by the sides of your shins, forehead on the floor. Breathe. And inhale, bring your arms forwards, tuck your toes under. Come up into your downward facing dog. And walk your dog, letting everything go on your hips. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Look towards your hands and bring the right foot between your hands. That's it. Open the chest, lower the hip. Push your back heel away. Breathe. Now, check that you don't have a lot of weight onto your hands. You're able to move. Push onto your front foot and come up into your high lunge. Your hip is pointing forwards. Inhale here. Bend the back knee. And we're going to try and almost touch the floor, but not quite. For 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now keep the back leg straight, push the back heel away. And we're going to inhale here. Exhale, chest to your thigh, bring the arms back. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, down. And come all the way up. And turn around. Using the length of the mat. So we are going to be using the length of the mat quite a bit. Inhale here, extend. Exhale, bring your hands onto your hips. Open your chest, shoulders back and down. And we're going to fall forwards towards the floor. Let your head come towards the ground. Prasarita Padottanasana A. And release your arms onto the ground. Your hands can be facing upwards, shoulders relaxed. Breathe deeply. Inhale, lift your chest a little bit and come into a low lunge towards the back of the mat, towards the other end. So this time you will have your left leg forwards, right leg back. And check that you're not putting too much weight onto your hands, because we are going to push the feet away from each other to come all the way up. Keep the hips square, bend the back knee, and we're going to pulsate for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the back leg extended. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it forwards with the arms that come by the side of the body and up. Inhale, up. Exhale, forwards. Inhale, up. Exhale, forwards. Inhale, up. And forwards. 2 more. Up. And forwards. Last one. Up. Forwards. Bring it all the way up. Turn around. So you're back to the center. Yes, it's allowed to hold on to things if you need to. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. This is where, if you have cream on your hands, you will slip off. And bring the hands away from your hips and fall forwards. Hi, Nikki. Fall forwards, letting your arms stretch over your head. Shake your head, not your head. Breathe. And release your hands. Bring your fingertips onto the floor, lift your head. And we're going to walk all the way towards the front of the mat. Hands onto the floor. Bring the leg back into plank. Come over your wrists. Knees onto the floor. Bend your elbows by the sides of the body. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply and shake anything that might be holding tension. And we're going to go again. Inhale, right leg up. Look towards your hands. Bring the right foot between your hands. Now this time, we're going to release the back heel onto the floor and come into a warrior 2. So as you inhale, bring yourselves all the way up and open into warrior 2. Lovely. Now check your alignment. Take your time. The front knee should be aiming towards the outer edge of the front foot. Arms parallel to the floor, shoulders relaxed. Lovely. Keep that balance, keep that strength on your leg. And we're going to extend the front leg, tilt towards the front, and bring the hand onto the shin or the ankle, wherever we can. Breathe. This is why we were stretching the legs to start with in warm-up. Inhale, come all the way up. Now the back foot will come out a little bit. We turn around towards the front leg. So the back foot is angling forwards. I show you in this direction. Back foot is angling forwards. My hips are square and the legs are train tracking. And bring your hands behind your waist. Open your chest so your arms are holding onto each other's elbows. And then come forwards. Reach your chin towards your shin. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe deeply. You don't need to go very far down. Just feel where your legs are allowing you to go. And that's how far you should go. Inhale, bring your chest up. Release your arms, so both legs should have been straight. Now we're going to bend the front knee. If you have a block, you can use it for our Ardha Chandrasana, which is a balancing posture. If you don't have a block, you can use a sofa, you can use a chair, you can use anything you have. And if you don't need it, don't use it. You can use the floor. So bringing your fingertips onto the floor, come up into Ardha Chandrasana. Lovely. One more breath here. Bend the standing leg, come back up into Warrior Two. And turn your feet forwards. Interlace your fingers. Stretch up towards the sky. And turn to the other side. Bend the left knee. Look towards your middle finger. And check your alignment. The front knee is aiming towards the outer edge of the foot. Shoulders are relaxed, your chest is open. Keep your core muscles and your pelvic floor in and up. Check that the knee is aiming towards the outer edge of the foot. Lovely. So we are in Warrior Two. Mala. Warrior Two. And now extend the front leg, tilt towards the front, and come into triangle pose, Uttita Trikonasana. If you want to, you can use a block or a book and try to open up this side body. Breathe deeply. Lovely. Now look towards the front foot. And we're going to come all the way up. Turn the hips a little bit. So we are coming into this train tracking. We're having one leg forwards and the other one back. Hands are interlacing, are holding behind. And we fold forwards towards the front leg. Breathe deeply. Folding forwards. The feet are train tracking, they're not in one line. Just feel where you have the stretch. You don't need to go too far down. Inhale, push your feet away from each other, coming all the way up. And we're going to come into our Ardha Chandrasana. So either fingertips on the floor or using a block, come up into your half moon balancing posture. Yes, that's it. Using the sofa, using the chair, just expand wherever you are, expand. Lovely, bend the front knee, come back into your Warrior Two. Cartwheel your hands onto the floor, bring the leg back into plank. Come forwards, Chaturanga, Adho Cobra. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. If you need to go into a child's pose, please go into a child's pose. Inhale, look towards your hands and walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana. Lift your toes. Bring your index finger, middle finger and thumb around your big toes. Inhale, expand the chest, and as you exhale, bend the elbows and bring the head as if you were going to bring it between your knees. Press the big toe against your fingers. Inhale, lift, bring the whole of the hand underneath your feet. So your right hand under your right foot, left hand under your left foot. If you need to bend your knees, it's not a problem. Relax the head and then very gently start stretching the back of the legs and the calf muscles. Breathe. This is a lovely calf muscle stretch, and we are also massaging the hands. And release the hands. Soften the knees. Come all the way up into standing. Bring your arms around and up. And exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Very good. Shake your legs. Now we're going to do 2 vinyasas. So the vinyasas are like a mini sun salutation, jumping back, jumping forwards, just to get the energy flowing. If you are not familiar with the vinyasas, just watch, and we are going to do a little bit more hip opening. Inhale, exhale, inhale, flat back, exhale, jump back and down, up dog, down dog, forwards, and up, hands to heart center. So if you haven't done that one with me, just do the next one and that's fine. Inhale, arms up, exhale, fold forwards, inhale, flat back, exhale, jump back and lower into chaturanga, up dog or cobra, down dog, look towards your hands, bend the knees and jump forwards. Flat back, exhale, fold forwards, inhale, coming up, exhale, release. Very good, well done. Inhale, arms up, exhale, fold forwards, inhale, flat back, and as you exhale, your right leg comes back into a low lunge. Now, if you have a block or a little stall or anything that might help you, just bring it along. That's it, Jan. You want to have your knee above your heel. Perfect. Good. So this is a bit of an open twist. So the chest is up and we open up towards the bent knee. Lovely. So Kate, open your chest a little bit more. That's it. Very good. And release. Now your left hand comes onto the block. Release the back knee onto the floor and open to the other side. This is so that we have a bit more balance. And release. Release the block out. Now place your right hand onto the floor and turn your left foot so that the outer edge of the foot is on the ground. The back knee is on the floor and you push the knee away as you open up. That's it. Relax your right shoulder, Helen. Make sure that your head is able to move. Lovely. And bring it back to center. And now we're going to stretch the inner thigh by coming into a Skandasana. So we are going to come onto the ball of the foot on the left foot and bring the hands forwards. if I show you facing you, we're walking the hands away as we stretch the inner thigh. If this is difficult for some of your knees, you can be a little bit higher up and stretch the inner thigh that way. So breathe deeply in here, letting your body melt down towards the floor. And coming back to center, bring the leg back into plank, knees onto the floor, contract your abdomen, and we're going to lower for 1, 2, 3, elbows by the sides of the ribs, 4, 5, and 6. Release down onto the floor. Bring your hands by the sides of the hips. And inhale, we're going to come into locust. Bringing the head and shoulders up, your arms by the sides of the body, and the legs up. Bring everything up. And 5 deep breaths here. So it's like if you were being darted up towards the front. And exhale, release down. Bring the hands by the sides of your chest, tuck your toes under, and come up into a downward facing dog. Bring your right leg up and bring your right foot between your hands. So now we're going to do the same on the other side. Bring the block just where your hand was. Open up, lift, and twist towards your knee. So the stretch is on your hip flexor, on the abdomen as well. Breathe deeply and feel that full expansion. See if you can send the energy to the back foot as well, onto the heel. Release, lower the back knee onto the floor, bring the right hand onto the block, and left arm up. So this is called an open twist. Lovely. And release. Now bring your left hand onto the floor, open up the right foot, and push onto the knee. So we are pushing and turning around. Yes. That's it. Breathe. And bring it back to center. Well done. Now we're going to come onto the ball of the foot. We come into Skandasana. Stretching the inner thigh and the lower back. So if your right ball of the foot is on the floor, you turn around. Don't worry if you're not facing the camera. Jan, make sure that you're on your right foot, not on your left. That's it, good. And walk your hands forwards. Yes. Your hands can anchor you onto the floor and you can feel the inner thighs getting a nice stretch. Lovely. You can see some artistic ninjas. Turn around. Bring your hands by the side of the foot. Bring the leg back into plank. Bring your knees onto the floor and bring your elbows onto the floor. Good. So we're going to bring the legs back into a low plank. And breathing here, using our core muscles, hugging in the ribs, getting resilience on the upper body, and breathe. Good. Now release your knees onto the floor and open up into a Sphinx posture. Check that your neck is loose and that you feel nice and long. Your feet are flat on the floor, your toes are not tucked under. And we're going to use those abs a little bit more, just a little bit more. So keep the feet facing down, just watch for a moment. And we're going to bring the hips up and look towards the feet. And then release down. And bring the hips up. And then release down. Helen, don't release into a full cobra. Just, I think she got cut off. Anyway, if your lower back is hurting, you can release onto your knees. So you come up and then release onto your knees. Don't release all the way down if it's too much. Right, we're going to do 6 of those. Inhale. Exhale for 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. Keep pushing. 5. And 6. And release all the way down into the floor. Shake your hips. Helen, are you okay? You got cut off. Lovely. And Joe, are you okay? Now bring your right forearm in front of your chest, bend your left knee, and bring your left hand to hold onto the foot. And in here, we want to stretch the front of the hip. So turn your hip down and see if you can bring your foot towards your buttocks. And then once you have that point, push against your hand without letting the leg go. And then release and see if you can bring the heel closer towards your hip. Keep turning your hip down towards the floor. Push the foot against the hand and the hand resists. You're using your triceps here. And release. Good. One more. 10. Push, tense your buttocks. And then release and stretch the front. Stretch the chest. If your elbows hurt, just grab a bit more mat. Open up. Good. And release down. Forehead on the floor onto your hands and sway your shins side to side. Breathe. And we're going to try the other side. So bring your left forearm in front of your chest and bend your right knee. Let your hip go down towards the floor. Press your buttocks. Bring the foot as close as you can towards your hips and try to push the foot away, resisting with your arm. And then release and see if you can stretch the leg closer towards your hip. If this brings pain on the knee, don't make the flexion deeper. Just resist and then release, okay? Let's do it twice more. Inhale, resist, push away, push away, push away, resisting with the arm, and then let the foot come towards the buttocks. And one more, resist, 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 resist. And foot towards the buttocks. Now push the foot away against the hand and open up that side of the chest. And release down. Forehead on the floor and sway your knees side to side. Good, and now bring your hands by the sides of your chest And come into a child's pose. Take your time. If your back is tense, you can bring your fists underneath your forehead and breathe into your lower back, letting your hip relax over your heels. Breathe deeply. Inhale, lift your head, walk your hands towards your knees, and twist, looking over your shoulder. And twist to the other side. And bring yourselves back to center. So next we're going to do the full bow pose. If this is too much for your back, then I will ask you to either come into a cat-cow and articulate your back like this, or come into shoulder bridge, like this. So the bow is when we come down and we hold onto the ankles and come up with both legs. Take your choice, and we're going to go into it slowly and gently. So first we're going to bring the arms forwards. If you're facing down, bring your arms forwards. If you're doing cat-cow or shoulder bridge, you know what to do. Just keep the movement fluid and sequential. Inhale, lift your head. Bend your right knee and hold onto your right ankle. And push everything up. Arm, leg, and the leg that you're holding. And release. And we're going to try the other side. So bend the left knee, hold onto the left foot, and push everything up. Lovely. And release. Wonderful. Now we're going to have both legs onto our hands, bringing the chest up. So bend both knees. And don't think about it as a deepening on the lower back. Think about it as expanding your chest. You don't need to come too high. Your legs are close to each other. You're letting your hip rest onto the floor. The head is able to move. Breathe deeply. And release. Lovely. Hands underneath your forehead. If you're not doing the bow, just do a twist of any sort. And we're shaking our shins side to side. Great. Vinyasa, bring your hands by the sides of your chest. Tuck your toes under and either coming through your knees or pushing up like a staff pose, like Chaturanga Dandasana. Come up into plank. Then up into downward facing dog. And look towards your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees. Come into sitting. Ah, good. Adjust the flesh underneath your buttocks and bend your knees. Hold onto your feet with your hands and release your nose between your knees. Now this might be plenty for you. If you can let your heels slide onto the floor, let yourself go down a little bit more and rest. And see if you can walk your feet a little bit further. And rest. And if you have the flexibility to go totally flat onto the floor, just bring your chest towards your thighs And your chin towards your shin. Inhale, lift the head, bring the arms up. Stretch up towards the sky and bring the fingertips behind you. Open the chest, flex the feet, and release. Good. Bring your right foot over your left leg and hug your knee, opening your chest. We're trying to stretch the outer hip and the spine upwards. If this is enough, you can stay there. If you want a little bit more, just keep the foot pointing upwards. The left leg is extended, so we are not doing cow's face. Open your chest and look over your shoulder. Breathe deeply. So we're turning towards the knee, okay? You're hugging the knee close to your chest and turning towards the knee. And bring it back to center and open up. Good. And back to center. So now with your belt, whatever you are using as a belt, bring it across the leg like this. So I have my right foot over the left and the belt is across. And I'm going to bring the elbow onto the knee, hold onto the belt with both hands, and then open up, trying to go a little bit further. And open the twist. Good. Excellent. So we're going to do it once more on the same side. If you can join your hands, try and join your hands. Sometimes it's not a very elegant process. I have to wiggle my hand in, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then once it's there, keep your belt because that might come in handy. So wiggle your hand in and then try to reach. And maybe you will join hands, maybe you won't. If you can't, then you can pull on the belt and walk your hands towards each other. So this should be a deeper twist. Always with non-violence in mind. And open up. Release the belt. Before we go to the other side, we're going to come into a happy baby, just balancing right and left, feeling the difference between the right and the left. Rock side to side. Let your head roll side to side as well. And bring your hands underneath your knees, rock backwards and forwards. And come up into sitting. So this time, we're going to bring the left leg over the right. Have your belt nearby. One trick for this twist is to have the foot close to the hip. And remember to start with, we are anchoring down and opening the sides of the hip. So maybe this is all that you want to do. You want to just stretch upwards, keeping the leg close to your heart. If you want to go a little bit further, bring the fingertips behind and chest looking over your shoulder. Breathe. And open the twist. Then bring the belt between and bring the elbow beyond your knee. Bring the other hand behind. So I sometimes like to first hold onto the belt here, and then I hold from the belt at the front. And then I can bring the shoulders back and turn around, looking over the shoulder. And release, open twist. Last effort. Inhale, arm up, bring it across. Shovel it through. And on this side, I can't join, only just. But don't worry, if you can't, just hold onto the belt. And try to find that comfortable seat of effortless effort on your asana. And inhale, open the twist. And release. Let your belt rest to the side. Now I will give you an option for your inversion, which is going to be just short, just 10 breaths. And I would recommend that you rest your legs either over a bed or a wall or a chair. If you want to go into a full shoulder stand, if you feel energetic for that, just do that. But otherwise, bring your hip as close as you can to wherever you will rest your legs. And release everything. Soften your gaze and let your body sink onto the floor, releasing any tension. Preparing to unravel onto our Shavasana. So if you feel comfortable on this position, you can stay there. Or otherwise, you can release down and come into a full Shavasana. Especially if you have your legs over a bed or over a sofa. Sometimes it's really nice for the lower back to release. And let your arms rest by the sides of the body, palms facing up. Your hips are open and relaxed. Your neck is long. Your jaw is relaxed. Breathe deeply. And relax your whole body. If you find that there are areas in your body that feel tension, send your breath and let it go. Lengthen your breath. Bring in some movement to your body. Bring your arms overhead. Full body stretch. And bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees, rock side to side. Bring your nose between your knees. And release down. Bring both knees to one side and just rest for a moment in your recovery position. And thank your body and your mind for the practice you were able to do today. Very gently bring yourselves up into sitting to finish our sessions, a session with the Oms and Shanti. Keep your back straight, your neck long, shoulders relaxed. Inhale to begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together, rub your palms, make the movement a little faster, generating prana between your hands, and place your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands, slide your hands to your chest and bow your head. Namaste. Give yourselves a little clap. Well done.